Okay, so why don't you try and do the problem, pause the video, make an attempt, and then after you are done, continue the video and we will try and do the problem together. Okay, so this question says in triangle ABC, so we're going to draw a triangle, and we're going to say is the measure of angle B is 90 degrees. Okay, so this is a right triangle. So let's draw our right triangle really quick. Something like that. And here is going to be the 90 degrees, so we've got A, we've got B, and we've got C. Okay, so this is right triangle. And it says the length of side AB is 4. And it says the length of side BC is x. And then it says the length of hypotenuse AC is going to be between 4 and 8. So which of the following could be the value of x and indicate all such values? Okay, so how do we find the value of x? Well, this is going to rely upon what's called the Pythagorean theorem, which is that a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. And in this formula, a squared is going to be over here, or a is going to be over here, b is going to be here, and then c is going to be here. These aren't; these are kind of just placeholders. C represents the hypotenuse, and then b and a are representative legs. So 4 is equal to a here, x is equal to b. Alright, so we need to set up 2 of these Pythagorean theorems because we are going to test the limits of this range. We're going to test a and we're going to test 4. 8 is the largest it can be, so that's the largest x can be. 4 is the largest the smallest the hypotenuse can be, so that is the smallest the x can be. So we're going to set up 2 of these. So let's do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Alright, and a is 4, so this is going to be 4 squared plus x is b, so x squared is equal to, and we're going to do the tallest one first, 8 squared. Alright, so that's the first one. So then we get 16 from 4 squared plus x squared is equal to 64 from 8 squared. Alright, then we're going to solve that. X squared is equal to 64 minus, or let's do it down here, minus 16, which is going to be, take the 5, put the 1 over, that's going to be 8. 5 minus 1 is 4, 48. X squared is 48. So x is going to be square root of 48. Now this is the highest it can be, right? So x is going to be less than or equal to 48 square root, the square root of 48. Alright, so that's the first side right here of our thing. Now we need to find out, we found this one, so now we need to find this one. So let's do the same thing as before. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. And let's plug in for the smallest. A remains the same. This is still 4. Again, b is the same. It's just x. This is now 4 squared because that is the leftmost amount. So this turns into 16. This stays x squared. This turns into 16. 16 minus 16 is 0. So we get x squared is equal to 0. X is equal to 0. Now, is this possible? Is it possible for a triangle to have a length of 0 on one of its legs? No. So, but what we're saying is that this is the potential range for this. Now, if it's possible, I don't think it is, but we're just going to say that x is greater than that. So x has to be greater than 0 and has to be less than or equal to square root of 48. These are our answers. Now, which of these numbers fall within this range? Well, let's look at our smallest number. 1 seems to fall within this range. Let's get our highest number, 6. Is 6 equal to the square root lower than, or a smaller number than the square root of 48? Well, let's find out. 6 squared is equal to 36. Square root of 48 squared is equal to 48. Since 36 is less than 48, 6 squared is less than 48 squared. Alright, so it turns out that actually 6 is going to be less than whatever square root of 48 is. Alright, so that's what we're looking at right now. Alright, so whatever square root of 48 is, 6 is actually smaller than it. So now that we know that actually every single one of these numbers fits. 1 through 6. So our answer is going to be A, B, C, D, E, and F, or all answers.